What exactly is digital mobile TV?
Great question. A lot of people like to talk about broadcast TV as if we are the old analog version of the world, right? The truth is that when everything turned over, and look, somebody sent me a message. The truth is that when everything turned over several years ago, all television is digital. All station signals are digital. In fact, if you are, a quote-unquote broadcast-only home, or what we would have called an analog home, you can't receive your broadcast station signal unless you've gotten a converter box of some sort to get that digital signal. But that's not what we talk about when we mean digital mobile TV. The mobile piece is a separate idea, right? The digital, all television is digital. You get that either through your cable box or a converter box in your home. If you want to take TV with you anywhere and everywhere you go, you now have the capability to do that because the stations are sending out a signal that can be captured with a mobile device through a small antenna. And that's what digital mobile TV is. And there's two groups that are really focused on that. There's the Dial group, D-Y-L-E, and then there's also Fisher, which is leading another group. I think they're called the Mobile 500. So there's lots of different efforts and pockets within the local television station community to get their signals up, to get them mobily available with an antenna of one kind or another, so that you can take your free over-the-air TV anywhere you go.
How are you planning to measure digital mobile TV?
That's also a great question. Measuring this right now is being tested, and you can speak with those groups, more specifically about how they're going about it. But both Nielsen and Rentrack have been doing tests, although I believe Dial now has said definitively that they've chosen Rentrack as their measurement provider, and they just released a report in mid-June, I believe, of 2013 on early data. And a lot of that has to do with being able to capture what's happening on devices wherever those devices are. When you think about it, we really haven't had a measure of out-of-home television viewing before. We have had it somewhat with Arbitron's portable people meter, and that's through a sample. This is through the device itself, and there are some samples involved. Again, technically, I think you need to talk to the groups about how they set it up. But there is measurement in place, and they are finding ways of doing it. And the early data that we've seen is actually very conclusive that people do want to and will watch television throughout the day. They consume news content throughout the day, not so much in prime time because they're home, but we see that they're actually using these devices and looking at local broadcast content well into the middle of the day, work hours, etc.
What is the footprint for digital mobile at this time?
Actually there have been some changes, so I'm going to give you a number, but I think it's actually bigger than that. I know as recently within the last year was 130 stations, 50 markets across the United States. Most of the big markets are equipped, and the stations are sending out the signal. It's really a question of whether or not consumers know that they can go out and get the antenna and that they're using it.